Hello again, everybody. This is Red of Half Century collecting sports cards, and I'm going to show some of my favorite cards again today. I am wearing this City Connect Minnesota Twins jersey that I got by going to the Twins game yesterday. Giveaway, and I went with my son, who just graduated from high school this last year, and we got to go because the team I coach, the team he plays on, is the Senior Legion baseball team, and they were just eliminated from the playoffs. So got to do some fun and go to the game. And the other thing that means is I am free this next week to go to the National, which I'm going to do. I'm going to meet up with a high school buddy, Todd, who now lives in Connecticut. And I'm going to go all 5 days. I think he's going to go a couple of days. I want to bring my glove if anybody wants to play catch. Hope to get to some of the get-togethers and meet some folks. Really looking forward to it. I haven't been to a national since it's like 1997-ish. It was one held in Cleveland. Not near as big at that time. I was just living a state away. So this is going to be new and fun, and I'm really looking forward to going. But anyway, let's look at some cards. So I'm going to start out actually showing the 3 cards that I reviewed last time. And here they are. It's the 1951 Bowman, Ted Williams, the T207 Harry Hooper, and the 1972 Roberto Clemente. Some cool cards. So first featured card of the day is a card from Puerto Rican Tobacco Packs, and this is a Negro League player and Hall of Famer Hilton Smith, shown here in the end of his career. This is a 49/50 Toleteros card. This is a card that PSA is only graded 11 total cards of in any grade. SGC is graded 25. I do think that tells a little something. You have more than 2-to-1 ratio SGC to PSA. You look at a lot of these rare cards. Love the Game Auctions has a Hilton Smith. It's from the year before up, and there's a bunch of these Puerto Rican and Cuban cards, big cards, rare cards, and I think they're pretty much all graded by SGC. So I know there's a lot of talk of what's going to happen with Peter Steinberg just leaving, and I think Collectors is making a big mistake if they let SGC kind of go by the wayside, and they may let that happen, but I think it's a mistake. There's a lot of these good trusted cards, and you get a lot of comparisons. Is SGC going to go by the way of companies like GAI? Little difference. That was more of a pack grading company. I know they did some individual cards, but way less than SGC ever did. And I think you still get in the old cert numbers, the 102 and less beginning numbers of those GAI packs are still very trusted. I mean, that's a lot of the guys who went over to PSA to grade packs now that graded those original when GAI was the only game in town doing packs. And I know there was a 52 tops pack that went for 70, 80,000 or something or more. That was a GAI graded pack not too long ago. So they're still strong. I think SGC, no matter what happens, the cards that have been graded are still going to be strong, and I think they just look nice in those holders, especially compared to these PSAs. But enough about that. Let's talk a little bit about Hilton Smith. Now, Hilton was a long-time Kansas City Monarch teammate of this legendary pitcher, Satchel Paige. In fact, they talked about a lot of games where Satchel would throw the first couple innings, and then Hilton would come in and finish. There are players with quotes such as Roy Campanella, where is he? Monty Irvin, who got to hit against Hilton Smith, and said Hilton was every bit as good as Satchel was. Had a good fastball, maybe not quite up to Satchel's velocity, but a curveball that just dropped off the table. In the Negro League games that have been compiled, he had a 70-38 career record with a 2.92 ERA, and he also hit .298 playing some outfield. And then he afterwards, played Puerto Rican winter leagues. After that, it sounds like he played with the Minnesota's Fulda Giants, where he played first base because his arm by that time was dead. And he was coached by a guy named Dick Royce, who is the father of Patrick Royce, if you've heard of, famous columnist. Still writes for the Minneapolis Tribune. After his career, Hilton taught school and he did some scouting for the Chicago Cubs. He was elected into the Hall of Fame in 2001. So, sweet card of Hilton Smith. All right, next guy we are going to show for the day is this big card. It's the HOF'ers Root Beer Williw Mays card. Now, I know I've shown a few HOF'ers Root Beer from 1958 cards up to this point. I think this is my favorite one. It's Williw Mays, just with that cool smile and the knot hole, his batting pose. You can see it here compared to his regular 58 Topps card. He had a really good 58 season. He was 1 home run shy of a 50-50 season that year. Did lead the league in WAR, 10.2. Led the league in OPS, over 1,000. Hit 347, all while playing Gold Glove defense. And that year he was second to this guy, Ernie Banks, in MVP voting. So 58 HOF'ers Root Beer. Let's show the back of that card. So Williw Mays. And I like these 58 HOF'ers because they do give a pretty cool biography talking about Willie's career, some of his vitals. So 58 Williw Mays. And here is our third and last featured card of the day. This is a 1934 Diamond Stars of Bill Dickey. You can see it's 1934. They had cards 34, 35, and 36. Look at the trademark year there. Talks a little bit about Dickey. He's got just a beautiful pose, that Art Deco background, the pinhole at the top that doesn't detract. I think just a sweet card of this all-time great Yankee catcher, guy who came up in 1928. So he played with players such as this and this, bridging the gap to get to play at the end of his career with Joe DiMaggio. Now, in 1946, Bill Dickey was a player manager. 44 and 45, he went off and served the military in World War II. So he played 28 to 43 and then again in 46. And then after that, he became a coach after that managerial year. And this was a card of him, 52, where he was a coach. Coach Dickey. And Yogi Berra credits him for a lot of his development and becoming a great catcher. Dickey had quite a playing career. 10 times he got MVP votes in his career, finishing as high as second in 1938. His best year, though, I think was 1937. The year he hit 29 homers, 133 RBIs, hit 332, and had a 6.6 WAR, also playing solid defense at the catcher spot. The year prior to that, in 1936, he hit 362, highest average ever by a catcher up to that point, and it wasn't passed until 2007. So that thing lasted, 71 years, and it was Joe Mauer who had a 365 season that passed him, another Hall of Famer. So Bill Dickey elected to the Hall of Fame in 1954. Quite a career. That's it for today. So these are our, get that out of the light, our 3 featured cards: Bill Dickey, Williw Mays, and the Toleteros, Hilton Smith. If you look at that Love of the Game current auction with all these guys, there's a few of the, I try to get a card of every Hall of Famer. There's a few in there that I don't have, so don't bid on those. But I know that one, Oscar Charleston, is gonna fetch 6 figures and probably out of my reach. So you can bid on that one. Just don't bid on some of those other ones. So cards from last time, last check. Cards from this time. Hope to see some of you at the National. Bring your gloves. Let's play catch. Or as they say in Field of Dreams, have a catch. I don't know anybody who really says that, but I think somewhere in the country they do. So hope to see you then. Take care.